Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Wilmer City Council meeting at 6 p.m. On behalf of the City Council, I would like to extend a warm welcome and thank you for joining us this evening. Your presence reflects the strong commitment to civic engagement, and we truly value your interest in the work and progress of our city. At this time, I would like to ask Chief Gifford if he would lead us in invocation. I will ask you to rise if you are able. Afterwards, the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Sergio Compost.
Most gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time that we get to come before you. We ask that you watch over us and bless us, that you give us peace, that you give us wisdom and understanding, that you'll be with us and guide us, that you bless all those that we come in contact with. Watch over us, guide us. Let us have a great evening. In Jesus Christ's name we pray.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We will move to our citizens' comments. Ms. Downs, do we have anyone individual who signed up to speak this evening?
We have one city comment, and that is with Mr. Finney.
Mr. Finney? Mr. Finney, please state your name, your address, and you will have 3 minutes,
John Finney,
sir.
332 Chandler Street, Wilmer, Texas. I'm going to basically make a comment about something I made about 7 or 8 years ago at City Council, but haven't had to lately. Basically, what I'm upset about is the fact that this particular machine is not working anymore. Now, we don't have it working, but the problem is, and I've talked with several people about this, we have a good number of female members of the City Council who have very soft voices. That's just the way you're built. So consequently, what I would like to ask you all to do is to please, when you're going to vote on something, show yea or nay by your hand. Raise your hand. Since you used to just tell us right here on the board, because as one the citizens I talked with said, it would sure be like to know if I'm upset about somebody when I'm not quite sure how they voted. So please think about and consider doing that. The other thing I want to say is thank Ms. Downs for being here to look after things and take care of it on an emergency basis. We all know that's a real stressful situation to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else?
Oh, no, ma'am. That was it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the compliment. Okay, we're now moving on to our action items, and we will do item number 1. Consider ordinance number 02025-0911A, adopting a budget for the City of Wilmer for this fiscal year, October 1, 2025 through September 30th, 2026, and providing that expenditures for said fiscal year shall be made in accordance with said budget. And we have Ms. Patricia Albrecht, our Consulting Finance Director.
Council, do you have any questions of Ms. Patricia? Please
Yes, ma'am, I
pull
do.
your mic down, please. Thank you.
Okay, I thought this would be like a meeting with us sitting at a table where we could, flip through and show, but it's not. Okay, on this budget, it might sound petty to some of you, but the salary of our city administrator is the same as, you know, as what she was making at the time she left. Shouldn't that be cut out? If we're so in debt, shouldn't there be cuts being made through this?
You can change that whenever you do have a city administrator that you want to hire. You set the salary. It can be up to that amount. It doesn't have to be that amount.
Okay, because, you know, that, have we got any applicants yet, or,
No.
Not at this
Okay.
time.
but, okay, and I'm against, car allowances. And that's, you know, pretty much all through the budget, in the departments. When you go on trips and stuff, you have the per diem that pays you for your mileage, your gas, and all of that. So I don't see it. I think that should be something's taken out, car allowances. And Public Works, you know, asks for new equipment. Is it still in that he's getting his new equipment, or was that cut?
Yes, and whenever they do go out to bid on the equipment, of course, they would bring it to council to approve it. You can vote to not approve it.
Okay, after he goes out and gets his estimates
Yes.
or whatever.
You can always say that you
But
change
it
your
will be
mind, you
brought
don't
before
want
the
to do it.
council, because, you know, a lot of stuff's approved that's not brought before the council, so, okay. There wasn't supposed to be any raises. No one got a, you know, y'all cut back on all the raises.
No, there is a
There's-
3%
there's
raise.
several that's getting raises, so I
Yes.
noticed that. Okay. In the library, there's no, in the library's budget, there's nothing listed in there for the librarian. Who pays the librarian?
That is paid out of the CDC budget.
Okay.
Their contract.
Yes, the contract is paid out of the CDC budget, not the general fund.
Right. They're not employed by the city.
Okay, yeah, I knew that, but it just looked strange. And the same as the judge's salary.
The same as the what?
The judge, the court judge,
The court judge gets paid out of the court budget in the general fund.
okay, but I mean, it's not listed up there. It just goes as, you know, judge. In the past, it's always been judge, you know, come down the line.
It's
There's
under
no
contractual services.
contract, it comes different. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm having to go through my scribbling. Is there a new handbook, employees handbook out? Or are we still going by our old employees
I
handbook?
believe we still are operating under the old employee handbook, although I have seen one circulating around where they're doing revisions and they're working on that. So I know that staff is working on a new handbook.
Okay. Okay, you know, my concern was, you know, we are so in debt and trying to, you know, cut wages and everything else. There's, is the police department getting new vehicles this year?
No.
Okay, I just wondered on that too, so. Okay, that's all I have, thank you.
I would like to ask about Pioneer Days. It seems that there's a pretty large amount in the budget for Pioneer Days. Is that about the carnival thing like we did last year?
We didn't do carnival last year.
I know, but we've got a $58,000 budget in for Pioneer Days. Is that for a carnival?
We're gonna, we're trying to get a carnival or a, what else is it? What else?
For rides and carnival and just the bounce houses. And,
Right, yeah.
mhm.
Everything that we had for the kids, we want to keep that. Because they had a blast this year at our 4th of July.
Right, but did we have rides?
Did we have what?
Did we have carnival rides?
Not at that, no ma'am.
Seems like we stopped that last year, but
No,
it
ma'am.
looks at
The company stopped doing business with us.
We had an overbooking
Yeah.
issue. If I may get clarification, we're still going to look for sponsors, right? Just because we have it budgeted does not mean we have to spend $58,000.
Correct. We're still going to look for sponsors.
Thank you. And Madam Mayor, may I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
At our meeting last week, there was an opportunity that you provided to make one-on-one appointments. Did anybody schedule an appointment to discuss their questions that they had about the budget with you?
One person did, but then they canceled.
Thank you.
I canceled because it was over the phone, and I wanted a one-on-one, looking at the
No,
phone.
she was gonna be here.
I was just wondering.
No, she was gonna, it was over the phone.
No, ma'am.
That's what I was told.
Well, it wasn't. She was coming
It
down
would.
here
It was
to-
going to be via Teams. It was going to be online, not in person.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Anything else?
How many days a week do you come to the actual city? For
I work remotely. My contract is to work remotely, and when there's a council meeting or I'm needed here in the office on site, I come.
So
down
that's
here.
what's written in your contract?
Yes.
Thank you.
I do have some comments I'd like to make. I reviewed the minutes of, and I made notes so I wouldn't leave anything out. I reviewed the minutes of last year's meetings regarding the budget, and it took more than once to pass last year as well. Our current financial director stood right here at this podium last week and said whoever prepared last year's budget didn't do and I quote, didn't do a very good job. Now that to me gives credence to certain members of this council for wanting extra time to study the budget. When we're presented the proposed budget, it's all bundled in nice little line items. But some of us would like to know what makes up those numbers. I would like to think that our citizens would be relieved that some of us want to study the operating budget and be sure that the spending is justified and not just say yes, 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 yes to everything that's put before us. Last year, I voted no against the budget, but I reluctantly changed my vote to avoid a hysterical screaming episode like we experienced last week. The mayor reads a statement at the beginning of our meeting, or did, saying that she expected orderly behavior, but I guess that doesn't apply to council members. But about the budget, we're not late. We have not reached the deadline. I spoke to Michael Halla last week, and I would bet that there are other cities that have not turned in their budgets yet either. We are not late. And I also doubt seriously that we would get any extra credit from anyone for turning it in early. I would like to thank Mayor Pro Tem Slough for her diligence in studying the budget and the financials on the behalf of the citizens of Wilmer. And I would also like to remind the council that each of us is entitled to our own opinion. It is our job to study the issues that are brought before us so that we can vote our convictions based on being informed and what we can learn. So rolling our eyes or smartsy smirks when someone's opinion differs is petty and unprofessional. And that's my opinion.
Any other comments? Thank you.
I have a question. What is the date that the county sends out property tax notices? What date do they send them out?
Our deadline is September 17th to turn in the tax rate to the Dallas County Tax Office.
Because they send them out on October.
Yes,
The
they have
first.
to, and in fact, I already have an email saying, where's your, where's your tax rate?
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, may I have a motion?
Is this a motion to close the meeting with
Uh,
her?
No,
It's a motion for the budget.
for the budget.
I have the motion for the tax rate, because it has to be read specifically word for word into law, into the ordinance, in the minutes, rather.
May I get a motion, please?
Madam Mayor, I make a motion to accept the budget as presented.
May I get a second, please? Please cast your vote.
Yes.
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 The budget passes 5-0.
Item number 2, consider ordinance number 02025-0911B regarding the levying the ad valorem taxes for fiscal year 26 at a rate of 0.467928 per $100 assessed valuation on a taxable property within the corporate limits of the city as of January 1st, 2025, to provide revenues for current expenses and interest and seeking fund requirements and providing for due and delinquent dates together with penalties and interest, providing a homestead exemption and disability exemption.
Patricia. Any questions? If there's no questions, may I get a vote? I mean, a motion?
Madam Mayor, I'm going to read the legal statement that must be entered into the minutes. I make a motion that the property tax rate of the city of Wilmer, we raise more taxes for maintenance and operations by adopting a tax rate of 0.467928, which is effectively an 8.28% increase in the tax rate.
May I get a second?
Second.
May I get a vote?
No. Oh, I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. Your turn. Sorry.
Yes.
No. No.
Yes.
Okay, it's going to be 3-2. So
Motion fails.
it fails.
Please understand, it's either that rate or we can have an increase of $500,000 only. So there are 3 types of rates that come from the county tax assessor. This is what's called, can you use the words appropriately for me?
This one
Mentis.
is the voter approval rate.
So even if we were to have an election, which I led a couple of years ago, if you recall, even if we were to have an election, this is the rate that would be approved and voted on. So if this is not approved, we can have an election. We will not have a budget. And we will work on the next election. We can have an election we can't get it by November. It's too late for that. So we will pay to have an election in next May. Now tell me if I'm wrong or anything. Please correct me. We will pay to have an election, which would be the very same rate that we are recommending. So my question to the ladies is, what is the issue? And if you could please explain that to the citizens, please.
Please.
The citizens this was basically what it was last year, a high rate in taxes. And a lot of these are living from paycheck to paycheck, and these taxes going up just to, nothing's being done in the city with the tax money, so roads are not being fixed, ditches are not being dug out, nothing's being done. And why wasn't this explained to us like this over the tax rate before Ms. Jacobs has to explain it to us?
I believe, I'm sorry, it was put in the paper, the 3 types of tax rates that are available. We discussed it. I don't know if maybe it was not explained fully, but there are 3 rates where we can have the same rate as last year plus $500,000. That would not pay for cost of inflation, but we could do the same rate as last year with an extra $500,000. We would have to modify the budget because we would not be able to include our TIF. We would not be able to include, and I will tell you, that's the reason why most of the increase is in our TIF. It's not the raises for the employees. They're only getting a 3% raise, which is not even, it's not even inflation. You know, the inflation rate came out at 4.2%. So please understand, this is a tight budget. And so we have an issue with the TIF. I will take partial responsibility that my first year, but the second and third and fourth year that I have been on the budget, or been on this council, I have had knowledge about the TIF, and we have done some, not to the level we needed, but we did that because that was all we could afford at the time. Most people's taxes are increasing because of property value. It's not the rate. We have one of the lowest rates in all of Dallas County. I personally posted that on Facebook if anyone would like to see that. So when you talk about the rate, it's not the rate, it's the value. But the citizens who are 65 and older, your property taxes are frozen. So it's no issue to you. It's an issue to people like me.
They still
And
go up.
I think I have the floor, ma'am, please.
Go ahead.
And I am willing to pay that to continue to have police service, to continue to have fire service, to continue to have the services that a city provide. Yes, we are not updating streets as we need. I was the one who pushed for that study about the roads so we could have that information. So it would tell us and give us some guidance on what roads needed to be fixed and what priority. But you've got to understand, we have a new road coming in. We had one put in the old area over off of when they did the water line. Adams Street, thank you. And then we're going to have one on 3rd Street, a new road coming in that's going to turn and take it a little bit down College. So, yes, but with the current budget that we have and with the finances and trying to make up for that TIF, which is money that is owed to people who have came into the city and invested.
Right.
And so, please understand, we either adopt this rate or we hold an election next May and approve the same rate. And the voters, we will have to pay for that. So I would recommend that we reconsider. I cannot direct you to reconsider, but I would like for you to do that on behalf of the city because elections cost money.
May I say something? On
Please.
August 11th, when I was here to do the workshop, I went into great detail about the tax rate. I went into great detail explaining why this tax rate was put in by the Dallas County Tax Assessor Collector. They are the ones who calculate the tax rate for the cities so that the cities can meet debt obligations. If you continue with the current tax rate, it does not provide enough revenue to pay for that huge debt payment that you have coming up in March. I went into great detail, and I even had it put up on the website. My presentation is there for you to go and review over and over. This tax rate is necessary for the city to meet its debt obligations. It's not to provide salary increases and pay for this and that. It is for debt obligations, and it is imperative for the city's credit rating. In the future, if you have a lower tax rate than the one that was recommended by the tax assessor collector, you will not be able to get issued debt for your streets, for your water, for your sewer lines. No bank is going to want to loan the city money because you don't have enough to meet your current debt obligations. That rate was calculated by the tax office. We provide the tax office with all the debt payments coming up for the city for fiscal year 26. They take those numbers and plug them into their computer and tell us this is the rate that you would have to have in order to meet these here. There's 3 different rates, known your revenue rate. It's all in the budget. You have your voter approval rate, which is this one, the one that we proposed. And then you have the de minimis rate, which I don't even use that at all. Whenever I'm budgeting, I don't use that at all. But I think that it's very important that the public know that this rate is a necessity to pay. In fact, we've already received 2 developer pay applications from the TIF that are over $500,000. We have to pay that in the next 30 days. There will be more coming in the next fiscal year. And when we come back to council and tell you, where are we going to get those funds to pay them? Because there's not enough revenue. I want you to keep that in mind.
Can I? And this is all brought on with this 5 years of none of this stuff being paid that we're having to make up now, increasing our taxes.
I'm not sure I understand your question.
Okay, all of this debt that we're in, it showed where some of this nothing had been paid like in the past 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what we're having to make up.
Yes. No property taxes were set aside every year to put into the TIF fund. There's nothing there. If you look at the investment report, you'll see $1,800 in the TIF. That's just, I don't know why they put that in there. It should be more than $3 to $5 million in there by now. There's nothing. And I moved $500,000 just to prepare us for these 2 bills that just came in. So when they come back next month or in the next couple of months to collect on the other $500,000, I'll have to come back to council to ask you, where do we get those funds from? The general fund doesn't have it. I went over in my workshop how the reserves are 8 days. There's no $500,000 in the bank to pay these developers.
Is this part of what you were referring to when you said last year's budget wasn't very good?
Yes, and that's why I brought forth the
So
budget
it's not
amendments.
just last year's budget, it's several years since
It's several
we-
years, yes. I'm being transparent with council.
Well, I
want
appreciate
to,
that.
I want to help you put a budget that is robust and that will bring the city back out from the slump and from the negative balance. If you look at the audit that was presented for fiscal year '23, look at where he types up, the auditor, and says the general fund balance is, and it'll have a negative $323,000. That's bad. Imagine your bank account having negative $323,000. And then for fiscal year '24, go and look it up again. Now it says the general fund balance is $646,000. It should be 2.8 million. It's very black and white there. The reason that the general fund has been using just other money that's laying around to pay for the bills for the general fund. And it's all in the audit. It's all spelled out there.
And if I may, it was our duty to keep track of what was happening in our city, and I blame everybody that's been in our seat. Because we gave the city administrator power with nobody paying attention to what she was doing.
Exactly.
Amen.
And us, we gotta fix it, regardless of what we're doing. We gotta fix it.
And this states,
And take the power back like we used to, Miss Phyllis, remember?
Sure, yeah.
That's where
it.
somebody screwed up.
Yes.
and this dates
city-
back to about 10 years.
It
Yes.
goes way back.
When, yeah,
Right.
it goes
Yes,
way
it's
back.
not your fault.
It's
not
not-
my fault.
No.
It's the
It-
people that were in charge of our city.
Yes.
I'm talking about finance directors, city administrators, everybody that was involved in our city, ma'am. So we have to fix it anyway, regardless of what happens today. We still have, somebody's got to fix it.
May I make a statement? Okay. I want, when you said that in our audit, the budget line, because I noticed that, it's not really negative. It's a debt that is owed, and it's just like you carry over your debt into your balance sheet.
No,
So,
it's a negative fund balance.
but we weren't in the red in the bank accounts. So that's what I'm saying, that we had the money. It may not have been where it needed to be, but the money is there. You moved $500,000 in order to pay this, so the money is there.
There's been a lot of reconciliations that I have been doing because in the past, I don't think that the person that were here before me were very experienced in capital projects and bonds and all of that. You have to be very diligent in keeping track of every single dollar that's spent on projects that are bond issues. And they would cut checks out of the general fund, and then they would never move the money back in to pay it back. So I had to go back several years to reconcile all of that with the city administrator. I told her, this is what happened, and let me move all that money back into the general fund. So this coming fiscal year, you will see like that flush of cash coming back in, just because it's getting paid back from all those projects that were 2020 series and the 2022 series bonds needed to be transferred back into the general fund just to pay that. And it's just a reconciliation issue. Someone wasn't reconciling that on a monthly basis. And so at any given point in time, you could have had a negative balance in the bank, but, it got replenished the next day or whatever. So the snapshot that the audit gives you is that at 9:30, you stop it. At 9:30, you look at all of your bank accounts and all your balances and everything. And you take all of your revenues and expenditures, transfers, everything in there, and see what was left over, see if there's any net income. And there wasn't. For the general fund, it was negative fiscal year '23. Fiscal year '24, there was just a slight, like I said, 640,000 or so. So my whole point, my whole purpose is to help the city with this tax rate move you back up so that you don't have that deficit anymore. So you have some cash there to pay for debt, to pay for obligations such as the TIF obligations and so forth. So that's basically what I'm trying to do, just get everything reconciled so that it's clean, and moving forward, we're reconciling everything on a month-to-month basis now. That's how I work. And so that's my recommendation, you know, that this tax rate would pretty much solve everything. Because you would have the money to pay your debt obligations, to pay your TIF, and then we could work out a plan going forward and transferring those property taxes to the TIF as they should be, you know, and catching up as we go along through the years, so that the city can be in a very nice, solid financial standing going forward, started fiscal year 26. And I think you'll see that. I'm getting ahead of myself, but I think you'll see that once this fiscal year 25 audit is done, and it'll be completed on time, of course. But I think you'll see the reconciliations, all the different bank accounts, me bringing you the investment reports so that you have that transparency and the cash, all the bank accounts, everything that goes on with the city. I really want council and the public to know that, you know, we're on top of things now. And it's just a matter of experience. I've been doing this for many years, and this is how I reconcile things. Right now, we don't have anyone full-time working in the finance department, but we're still getting it done. It's myself and another lady that's also a contractor, and she's fantastic. And we both work together to make sure that, you know, not only all the bills are paid, all the employees are paid, that we are keeping track of every single expenditure, and that everyone is being held accountable, not that they were before. Everyone is being held accountable to the policies and procedures. You know, you have to fill out forms, you have to I-stamp things, you know, everything is looked over every single week when we run an AP run, and doing it in a professional way so that it is a professional city that we have, and bring back that, you know, bring some confidence back into not only council and mayor, but the citizens of Willmar, that we are being held accountable. We're very transparent. I'm publishing everything that I can on the website so that everybody can go see that there. And we're working so that we can move us into the 21st century and have more transparency, so that everyone can look at all of the financials. And to your point, Mayor Pro Tem, I've been brainstorming with the other lady that works with me and some of the staff about how can we change the budget process for next fiscal year. And I know that in the past, I have worked with council members in other cities, and we would have like a 2-by-2 meeting. It was myself, 2 council members, city manager. And we would talk and go through and then 2 more would come in. And we'd, you know, we would talk with them through all, and the department heads were there, and it was beautiful. It worked out fantastic because there was no surprises. They knew exactly what people were asking for, and the department heads were there to, you know, substantiate what they needed, and we all worked together. So that's just something I wanted to put out there to you all, that in the future, we can certainly look at doing it differently, and so that everybody is involved. That's what I'm used to.
And if I may, I got something else to say. I've been getting phone calls, actually people blaming Miss Patricia here for what's happening to our city. No, she's trying to fix it, and she's here, and she's doing a good job.
She
And
is.
it's up to us to make it work. She is trying her best to fix the problem, ma'am. And that's all of us.
The scenario that you just described about how to prepare the budget, that's something that we've been wishing for quite some time, not just have a bundled up line item list given to us, but what makes up those lines.
Sure. I understand.
That would be a
We
breath of
haven't-
fresh air.
Okay, go ahead. We haven't been included in anything other than approve it, you know, what's
I see
discussed
that.
at the council meeting. We're not included in any of the budget process. We'd like to meet with the department heads and, going back 50 years ago, or so, that's what they say, we're trying to get back 50 years ago.
And that's
But,
what I'm,
that's
that's what
how
I'm
we
used to. Mm-hmm.
We did the budget. We,
And I'm sorry, I just was brought in
yeah.
at the
yes.
end.
No, it's been going on like this for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Just something put in front of us to sign, prove it, so.
I hear what the council is saying, but I also know when we had our Saturday planning session, we did sort of have that. There was only one department chair that was not there, and I did ask where he was. And I was told, well, he just presented at the council meeting the 2 nights ago. But, those are good times when you have a council member that can actually ask a police officer or the police chief, why do you need a new vehicle? We've got vehicles parked, and they go through and they explain what things. There was some recommendations that I made that I got a phone call and said we can't put them in the budget. So, we did sort of talk about that at our half-day Saturday session, and I don't think there's anybody here that was there. But the whole point of this is we are a divided council, and the people of this city, I too am getting phone calls. I'm getting messages. Somehow or another, my personal cell phone number has gotten out, and I don't know how, but
Mine too.
it has gotten out. And I've had death threats, just so that y'all know. I've had a tire slashed. I had a heart attack about all the stress that's been happening. And I'm going to be having heart surgery. It's in the month of October. Do I want all that in my young life? No. And it is just unbelievable how things have blown up. And I will take partial blame, but when I see things that we've had meetings and we've had opportunities to discuss it and no questions were asked, and then all of a sudden we come to meetings and we say, I've got lots of questions. That angers me. My time is valuable. And so, that is why I may have lost my temper, as you say. But, guys, the citizens of this town elect us to be their representative. And now we are at a point of what do we do. So I'm going to go back to my question. I would like for these 3 women to reconsider your vote. And if not, do we have to do the motion again? Our lawyer's not here, but I think I have to make that motion again.
You do.
And we have to vote all over. Is that correct?
Yes.
One of the ones who voted against it has to reconsider it.
Before I can even make the motion to reconsider?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And if I may, ladies and gentlemen, this is something we have to do regardless, and we fix it later. That's if y'all want.
I have a question. This is kind of a parallel issue, but we spoke at length last meeting about the difference in the city zoning and the county zoning, and that the county map had a lot of the single-family dwelling or similar zoned commercial. And I'm wondering if there's any steps that the city can or should or would take to make sure that these zoning issues are corrected, whether it be on the county side or the city side, but they should match. And
make-
that, I think,
A correction, I'm sorry, there's a correction. The county has them zoned residential. And on our city map, they were zoned commercial.
I
so
I
my
hate to.
question, if I might continue, is we're talking about a tax rate, but what is this rate going to be applied to? How do we make certain that it's applied to the correct zoning? Is it commercial? Is it residential? Is it whatever? We need to get to the bottom of how they're separate and fix that as well. Do you not agree?
I think that we would have to take that up with the Dallas County Appraisal District.
Right.
And the Dallas County Tax Office. I am
Right.
not well-versed in
Well,
those.
If
I may, we're
if we
getting out of
give
hand.
them our
Yeah.
tax rate and they generate the tax statements, shouldn't we be careful about what rate I mean, not rate, but what, if it's commercial or residential, shouldn't we be careful about that? That
excuse me,
affects
please.
the tax that our citizens pay.
Excuse me, please. I think we need to go on. This should, our attorney should be here. Yeah, but I think our attorney needs to be here when this is discussed. I'm not saying that you're right or you're wrong. I'm just saying that I think the attorney should be here. And he's not present tonight.
I
Yeah.
agree, but I think that we should take steps to
Oh,
correct it
well,
regardless.
yes, ma'am.
And
I
that's our
agree.
duty to do that.
Yes.
We can do that. We need 2 signatures from me and you. We'll go in there and we'll fix it tomorrow.
Okay, we'll
Okay.
fix it.
Then we will do it.
Okay.
legally.
I have one more statement to make. This keeps being referred to this meeting that I missed. I'm sorry. This was the little retreat that we had on a Saturday. I had other things to do. I did not attend. It was not a budget meeting. Other people missed it too, but, anyway, it wasn't a budget meeting. It was our little retreat, a half-a-day retreat.
Okay.
And no, I was not here. That's all I have.
Okay. We're going to go past that, please. We're getting off of
Excuse me,
business.
I'd like to speak.
Okay?
I did not have a foot operation either.
All right.
Okay, then let's reconsider the motion.
Okay, thank you. May I have a motion, please?
We need to have a second on the reconsideration.
Oh, yes. Thank you, sir. Okay.
Wouldn't it need to be?
Yeah, I had to have a second. I forgot to call for a second.
Yes, it would need to be one of the ones.
And Sergio seconded.
No, it's
No.
gotta be one of them.
It's got to be
Sorry.
one. It's got to be one of them.
The lady.
I'm lost.
It's the same thing, the same 2 people, baby.
So Miss Nealon, she made a motion to reconsider. So Miss Slough or Miss Turner need to second that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay. Now, may I have a vote?
We all vote, or just them?
Or do you need to reread it?
But we need to,
Let's all go ahead and let's all vote for
I
this.
just need
Yes.
clarification.
Yes.
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
Yes.
Miss Turner.
Ms. Turner?
No,
4-1. It passes.
Now we can go for the motion to be read into the record. Hold on.
Madam Mayor, I make a motion that the city of Wilmer adopt a tax rate that will raise more taxes for maintenance and operations.
Thank you.
Wait, I'm not finished.
Oh.
I've got, the property rate will be increased by an adoption of a rate of 0.467928, which is effectively an 8.28% increase in the tax rate.
Thank you, ma'am.
I second.
Okay.
Vote, please.
Yes.
Yes. This is still on the same.
It's on the same thing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
5-0.
Thank you.
It passes. Thank you.
All right.
Number 3.
Item number 3. Consider ordinance number 02025-0911C, approving the proposed fiscal year 2025-2026 budget for proceeds of seized property for the Wilmer Police Department for fiscal year beginning October 1, 2025 and ending September 30th, 2026, providing that expenditures for said fiscal year shall be in accordance with said budget. Ms. Patricia.
This is just the police department.
This is just the police department. It's for the seizure fund.
Oh, yes.
And it's just,
It's
That's
based
what
on-
I was
their
wanting you to
budget.
say.
yeah, and
and
it's,
It's based on projections, right?
yes, and they have, it's included in the general budget. It's towards the end, and it's about $12,000 in revenue that they're thinking, they're projecting, and no expenditures.
We discussed this at the last meeting, and it will be in its own fund.
Oh, yes.
Not in general fund.
Yes,
No,
they have
no,
their
no.
own.
All right.
Okay. Any questions?
For use of the police department only,
Right.
their
Yes.
money. Okay. Okay, just clarifying it.
Okay. May I get a motion?
So moved.
Thank you.
I second.
Oh. Okay, may I get a vote, please?
Yes.
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 5-0. It passes.
Okay.
Number 4, please.
Item number 4, consider resolution number R2025-0911D, approving a resolution ratifying the budget for fiscal year 2025-2026 that will require raising more property tax revenues by an amount of $4,044,907, which is a 43.37% increase from last year's budget. The property tax revenue to be raised from new property added to the tax roll this year is $2,878,707.
Ms. Patricia.
This is just a motion to ratify the budget. It's an administrative action on your part.
May I have a motion?
Does this one require special words also in the ratification?
I don't think so. I mean, it should be on the packet, on the,
I thought when
Memo.
you vote on the budget, you do your tax rate, then you ratify your budget. They both had required words. That's what I was looking for. Oh, it is in quotes down here at the bottom. Sorry. Madam Mayor, I make a motion to approve a budget that will raise more property taxes than the previous year and to ratify the adopted property tax revenue increase reflected in said budget.
May I get a second, please? May I get a second?
I second.
Thank you, sir. Cast your vote, please.
Yes.
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 5-0, it passes.
Item number 5, consider resolution number 2025-0911C to approve the City of Wilmer entering into a 12-month contract with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas for employee medical and dental insurance and to approve associated ancillary benefits, vision, life, AD&D, disability, and voluntary benefits.
This is
Patricia.
also an administrative action. Council has received some handouts, and also we had our health insurance representative here at one time to just go over the benefits and all of the things that there's basically now 4 plans that the city staff will be able to sign up for instead of the 2 that we currently have. And there's a 14% increase that is already included in the budget. This is just an administrative resolution so that we can provide it to Blue Cross and Blue Shield that they can go ahead and start the enrollment process.
And you did say last week that they had come down to 14%?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. To our 14%. Yes, ma'am.
I make a motion to approve, that's what you're waiting on.
Wait a minute. Okay, may I have a vote?
Yes.
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 5-0, it passes. This is the conclusion of our agenda for this evening. If there are no further business, this meeting is now adjourned
6:56.
at 6:56. Thank you all for being here, and have a great evening.